Recording. Happy halfway through August. So excited for football season. Gosh, so pumped. I wanted to go through a few housekeeping things before we start this party with Rach. Hey, Sarah, I'm going to mute you, girl.
Hi. Sorry.
You're good. And do some quick recognition. Can you guys see this? You good? So shout out to Ariana, I know she's on here, and Jess and Jennifer, which is under Claire's downline, for kicking ass. Yes, we curse on here. And taking names and hitting Success Club early. Super proud of you guys. Keep rocking. And Sarah, Amanda, Justine are all on the board, Danielle and Jackie as well. So lots of lives changed already this month. And just remember, like, we get the honor and privilege to do this. And y'all are here for a reason. So keep chugging along and you will all be up here next week. Okay. So super proud of you guys. The second thing is, if you haven't seen the event, we're doing a coaching opportunity event this week, and I need volunteers to go live throughout the week. So I'm going to post this in the team page again of the topics. It starts on Wednesday. So you can actually go to the Facebook event and invite anybody you think would be an awesome coach. Don't think about it, just invite them, get them on there, because you never know who watches the lives and sees like, wow, this is so much bigger than just Danielle. I want to be a part of this. Cool? Let's use that to our advantage. The last thing is, I wanted to show you guys, because I don't think I've ever shown this to you, what we sit on every single quarter. So hopefully you all know by now there's the $250 diamond bonus out right now. You had to have hit Success Club last month. So a few of you are still eligible for this quarter. But you can hit diamond this quarter and earn the, oh, can I make it bigger? Yeah. Is that work better, Liz? I can't see your face. Okay, cool. Sorry. You can hit diamond this quarter and earn the $250 in your account and your spouse account next quarter. So that could be $500 for Christmas, for holidays, for fun stuff. But what I also wanted to remind you, diamond isn't the end all be all. I think we make it this big, huge, like big thing. This star diamond pool is what I want to help all of you achieve. And so that's really why I wanted to bring it to your attention, what we sit on. And this is a quarterly bonus on top of commissions, on top of team cycle bonus. That's from Beachbody, okay? So I'm just throwing it out there, the potential that we all have to earn all of this on top of the regular stuff. Cool? So let's get to our speaker tonight. Yay! For those of you that don't know, I'm going to stop sharing. Rachel is my coach. I didn't originally sign up under her, but she got stuck with me, long story. But she has been such a strong foundation for me in growing this team. And she's always been very humble. She's not boastful, but she's very like, tell it like it is, kind of like me a little bit. And she's breeded leaders. This is what happens. She's bred leaders in her team, which is why she's created the success she has for her family and her future. And so for those of you guys that don't know, Rachel has hit 6 figures in this business. She's a 4-star diamond, pushing for 5 right now with our team, which is super exciting. She retired her husband from the military this year. They bought a house this year. So I really wanted her to get on here and kind of share with you, because there's a lot of new faces, and just show you the vision and the reality that we all have the opportunity to create with this opportunity. So I'm going to stop talking and Rach, take it away, girlfriend.
Thanks, Danielle. Hi, guys. It's so good to see your face. I see some, I recognize some faces on here. So really quick, Danielle just showed you that diamond bonus pool. Guys, that was a huge motivator, and it still is a huge motivator when I first saw this business. Because until you're a star diamond, you don't see what you can potentially make in the business. And someone that was a 15-star diamond coach had shared that right in the beginning of when I started coaching. And I was just completely blown away for the fact that a company is willing to pay you $60,000 every quarter for just helping people change their life. Like, doesn't that kind of like what? How, like, that's what some people make in a freaking year. And our company is willing to give that to you within a 12-week, like, that just is insane to me. And that was a huge, again, like, it still is a huge motivator for me, because how incredible would that be? Like, how could that change your life if you had that deposited, like, not even nonchalant? And this is like complete side note. Danielle and I were at a leadership training over at Summit. And there was a very successful coach that spoke to us, and she let us in on a little secret of her business that she's been coaching now for, I think, 7 years is what the total was. And ever since she's become a superstar diamond coach, so a 15-star diamond coach, she has never lost rank. So, like, when she told us that, the immediate thing that went into my head was she's never lost that bonus. So that means that she's made a 6-figure business off of a bonus. Like, let that sink in for a minute. Like, that is impressive. But that's not what I'm going to talk to you about tonight. I'm going to talk to you about kind of like how I got to where I'm at today, because you can easily look at my life now and be like, and say like, oh, she's lucky, or she has all of these great things going for her, but it wasn't always like that. And I honestly don't see it like that, because I'm constantly looking for what's next. I'm constantly challenging myself to, what can I go for? What can I reach for? What can I achieve next? Because that's going to keep me growing and keeping the team growing. So when I started coaching, I started January 2014, which seems so long ago now, but it really feels like it's gone by in like a second. Danielle wasn't one of my personally sponsored coaches, and that's actually part of what I wanted to talk about tonight, guys, too. Your coaches are going to quit. Like, that just is going to happen. I've had star diamond coaches quit. I've had diamond coaches quit. I've had coaches hit diamond and then the week later quit on me. I've had a premier coach quit. Like, it just happens. I could have sat back with all of those failures and I could have quit myself. I could have gave up. I could have been so defeated in that moment. I could have just, like, said, what the hell, this isn't for me. But I didn't, because I see so much more potential in what this business has already done for my life. Like, those people quitting on me, it doesn't mean that I'm or I'm a failure or I'm a bad leader. It just means that it's not for them. And I'm totally okay with that. Yeah, it 100% stings when people give up on you, because we as leaders know that we would never give up on them. And I think that's the hardest part to kind of take away, is when you develop a team and you start to have coaches underneath you, you want this business so much more for them sometimes than they want it for themselves. And that's a really hard thing to kind of grasp. And that's where I see so many coaches fail, is because they put too much of their emotions into other coaches that don't give back emotion, right? So let me just sidetrack. I'm going to go all over the place. And these are my favorite calls, because I get most passionate when I'm not like talking about a specific thing. So I just need to throw that out there. So going back, I have always stayed in, what do they call it? Phase 1 of my business. 3.5 years later, I have never left phase 1. I might have for a couple of months, but I always stay in that phase 1. So what the hell is phase 1? That is the stuff that we are nailing into your heads every single day. The 4 vital behaviors, being proof that the products work, making sure that you are committing to a workout. I just shared this with my team on our team calls that we do. That's like at the same exact time, which is why I never see you guys. And that is, what you do now is going to benefit you 3 months from now. So if you haven't been in this business for a year yet, you're going to probably see and realize that we're about to come up on the hardest quarter of our businesses, which is the 4th quarter, right? But there's a big difference here. What you do now and what you like show up for now, that's going to benefit you in that fourth quarter, right? So think about it as a football team. Who wins in a football game? The team that shows up in the fourth quarter. So are you going to show up and work your business every single day, no matter what, and just give it your all? Or are you going to fall into that trap as every single other coach and say, oh, it's just hard. Like, I can't do it. No one's messaging me. No one's reaching out to me. No one's interacting with me. All of these excuses. Where are you going to, which way are you going to go? Are you going to just do it and get it done? Or are you going to give yourself excuses? I've never allowed myself to give myself excuses. Success Club for me is always a non-negotiable. And guess what? I wasn't the perfect Success Club coach earner. When I first started my business, I didn't hit Success Club consistently for the first 10 months of my business. I struggled, just like a lot of us do, right? Just like everyone struggles. I made a decision to just go for it, to give myself, to go for Success Club All-Star. Sorry, am I going like way too much right now? I saw someone else in the time list.
No, they're just some new coaches. So
okay. So I made it a point in my business to help 3 people. I had to literally retrain myself because the word Success Club to me like derailed me. It stressed me out till no end. And I saw people as a number instead of seeing people as a person. So I simply just changed the words. I said, I'm going to help 3 people with their health and fitness every single month for 12 months, non-negotiable. Like, I'm going to do it. And I freaking did it, right? Because I made a decision to go after it. So invite, that's one of the 4 vital behaviors, right? Be, improve the product's work. Showing up to your goddamn workout and drinking your shake and following the meal plan. There is nothing that makes me so angry and upset is when I see coaches, sorry, this like really frustrates me, is when I see coaches say and tell me that they are going all in on a program, and then Friday and Saturday come and they're like having their glass and cocktail. Oh, we're having so much fun at the bar. And I see them and they're Snapchatting me at the clubs. And I'm like, oh my God, part of me wants to like rip through that phone and like whack that drink out of your hand, because you're not going all in if you're doing that, right? Give yourself 3 weeks, guys. If I can give up wine for 3 weeks, anybody can do it. Like, hands down, the only thing I crave when I do these programs is wine. I'm not an alcoholic, I swear to God, but it's like the weirdest thing. It's the only thing I want when I give it up. Give it up, because when you can go to family events and when you can say no to temptation and when you can overcome that person that typically gives into those things, everything changes in your life. You become so much stronger. And I can't tell you what will change for you because you have to experience it for yourself. So freaking commit to the program, because guess what? You commit in and get in the results now. Again, that's going to play into coming in the hardest time of our quarter, right? My goal and your goal should be right now to get badass results, to freaking look at what Danielle, your leader, has done and mimic that. Because I like watched her transform her entire body, mind, everything through this program. And I want what she has, right? So go all in. And guess what, guys? If you're lying to yourself and if you're cheating, your people are going to do the same exact thing. So if you're frustrated as to why your challengers aren't committing or why they're not going all in, it's because you're not going all in and you're not being real to yourself. So be proof of the product's work. Invite. Personal development. It's one of the easiest ones that we skip, but it's probably one of the, I love that book, You Are a Badass. She's like my favorite author, I think. She just gives it to you straight out. Like, you don't want to hear it, you got to hear it. But it's one of the easiest things that we can kind of put aside or say it's not important or, whatever. But it is important, because if you're not trying to physically change your mind, you're going to stay the same, right? If you're not doing something to help you grow and to help you become a better person, you're not growing and you're not going to be that person that you're set out to be or that you want to be. And I can talk to that firsthand because, you know, I got comfortable in my business after in year 2, basically, where the first thing I put aside was my personal development. My business didn't grow for an entire year. Why? Because I wasn't growing, because I wasn't challenging myself. I wasn't thinking on a different level than I used to think, right? Doing your personal development and then recognizing your coaches and your challengers and whoever you want to recognize. I have never, the reason why I'm where I'm at today, the reason why I make 6 figures in a year, the reason why I've hit Success Club, I don't know how many months I'm in, but I've hit it a lot of months in a row. The reason why I was able to just buy my freaking dream house, like in my dream town. I'm obsessed where I live. It's disgusting. The reason why my husband at the age of 28 was able to decide if he wanted to work or retire at the age of freaking 28. Are you kidding me? I'm 28. Imagine me trying to retire. 3 years ago, I was completely clueless at what I was going to do with my life. And because I stayed in phase 1, because I did all of those things, all of these things now have happened. Where I'm hosting my 2nd diamond retreat for my leaders. That's like one of my favorite things to do, because I literally spoil the absolute shit out of these coaches, because that's my way of showing them that that's my what's it called? Love language. Like, I love giving gifts. That's why I was able to pay off $10,000 in credit card debt. And that's why last year I was able to pay off $32,000 in student loan debt, because I never came out of phase 1. I always stay focused on myself. Whenever you bring in new coaches into the business, this is another trap that a lot of coaches fall into. The second we bring in new coaches, we pull away from ourselves and we put all of our energy and focus into them. That is where you will kill yourself, is when you stop working on yourself, because your business is going to continue to grow as long as you keep doing the things that we nail into your brain. There's a reason why we tell you this stuff over and over and over. There's a reason why top coaches, Bonnie Engel, why she's at where she's at right now. Why Haley Christian, if you just heard her on the National Wake Up Call, why she just went from a 1-star diamond to a 9-star qualifying, because she continued to do those 4 things, right? We have to get over our own fears and judgments. Like, who on here, show your hands and do not be afraid, hates inviting and doesn't invite every single day? You are hurting yourselves. You are not growing your business. The thing, because I get it, I was scared of inviting too, and I actually didn't know how to invite for the first 10 months of my business, believe it or not. No one taught me how to invite. Like, I was kind of just like, as weird as that sounds, no one taught me I should be inviting people into my business. I thought me putting up a Facebook post was an invite. Look, I've grown a lot. You have to invite people. If you're not putting yourself out there, because even if they say no, that you're putting it in their mind. One, you're making them make a decision. If you send out an invite to someone and they immediately come back and say no, perfect, because they made a decision, right? The people that don't message you back are the ones that are scary, because they haven't made a decision. But if you're putting yourself out there, people, and they say no to you, or they say not right now, they know they're going to come back to you when they keep seeing you showing up on social media. When they keep seeing you get results, and like 6 months ago, they wanted those results, and now they want to join you. That is why it's so important to stay consistent, to go all in on these programs. Guys, this stuff is like a big circle. It all comes back around and helps your business grow. I kind of lost what I was going to say at that. Does anyone have any questions? This literally happens to me all the time. I go on rants and then I just lose track. Stay in the truck.
Rach, why don't you talk about how you took your business like from a new coach to building a team and this income, right? Because we all know it didn't happen overnight, and yet it happened with the 4 vitals. But what did that transition look like for you?
Yeah. Thank you, Danielle. I can definitely go on a rant about that now. So when a year, like 6 months, maybe a year into the business, I made a vision board, right? And I just put things up there that just seemed stupid. And like, kind of, I laughed at myself. But I have my vision board right here. And I put these things up on there. And I didn't know actually, but I said, I'm just going to keep them there, and I'm going to remind myself every single day when I come to work my business, maybe I'll achieve those things. So how did I really get to this point? Because everything I put on my vision board, I achieved, which is kind of weird. But that just goes to show, like, it can happen. But I'm constantly talking about, and I think, Danielle, this is what you kind of wanted me to talk about. I'm constantly talking about coaching. Again, if you heard the National Wake Up Call, I felt like I had a conversation with Haley, because a lot of the stuff she had said is stuff that I say. If you're just talking about your challenge groups or your fitness, that's all you're going to attract. So from the beginning, I wasn't doing it on purpose. I think I did it on accident, but I caught on to it really fast as I kept sharing about the coaching opportunity. I kept sharing where I was going with the business, what I wanted out of the business, what I saw. Like, I would share with people like my vision board goals. So one of them that is probably one of my favorite ones was I talked about how I was going to pay off my student loan debt in a year. I was not making the money to pay off my student loans in 1 year. Like, I wasn't even close, but I put it out there on my Facebook world, and I had it on my vision board, and I just knew every single day I showed up for my business, that's what I was working for. And not only, like, this is how weird I think it is, but by sharing that opportunity and sharing, that you can get out of student loan debt in less time than it's supposed to take you, because it was going to take me 25 years. People are attracted to that. People wanted to know what the hell I was doing and how I was getting myself out of debt. It's because I was putting it out there. And I hear so many coaches, and they'll come to me and they'll say, well, I'm not making like $100 a week, or $500 a week or a month, or whatever goal. They think that they're not making any significant amount of money. But guess what? That one challenge pack sale, that $40 or $50 commission, that's $50 more that you don't have, that somebody else could have used, because I was the girl that had to put freaking groceries and gas on a credit card because I didn't have the extra $50 to spend, right? So that extra $50 when you sell that one challenge pack, that is huge for some people. Don't take that for a grain of salt. That is $50 extra that you just got deposited into your bank account for freaking helping someone change their life. Like, that's insane, right? So I constantly, and I still to this day, I'm always sharing about my challenge groups and my coaching opportunity. That's basically what my week looks like. So a schedule that I tend to stick to, I'm not perfect with my schedule, but this is usually how I do it. Mondays, I'm talking about, Sunday I hate actually posting. Monday, I'm talking about, then Monday night, I'm talking about coach opportunity. I'm talking about one way that this opportunity has changed my life. So I have a list in my head that, because I've been doing this for 3 years, write them out if you don't have them yet, as to what this business has done for you. Is it the community? Is it the financial freedom? Is it the, I don't know, makes you freaking happy? Like, what does this business do for you? A question I want you guys to write down. Why are you here? Why are you still with Beachbody? Even if you just signed up yesterday, why? Like, why did you sign up? Write these are the questions you're going to ask yourself. And when you're writing these posts, write them like you're talking to me. When I write coach opportunity posts, I write them as if I'm talking to one of my best friends. A lot of the times I use my coaches. I'm like, okay, I'm talking to Danielle because this is what I'm going to say to her about this post. It comes off way more natural. Do not, when you're doing these posts, please, God forbid, do not use Beachbody, Team Beachbody, Shakeology, Superfood Shake. That one drives me nuts now. I can't think of all of them. Do not use Shift Shop. Do not use BOD. Guys, no one outside of Beachbody actually knows what BOD means. So stop using that word. Like when you're like, oh, I got my BOD, like no one knows what that means. You have to take yourself out of the coaching position and bring yourself into that person you were prior to Beachbody. Don't use those keywords. Make people think about what you're doing. Make them want to ask you. If you're saying, oh my God, I just got my ass kicked by Shift Shop and I drank my Shakeology and now I'm feeling great. Like, cool. People are probably just going to go and Google what all of that is. And then if they Google, God forbid, there's going to be a million negative reviews on Shakeology and Beachbody. Don't do that. Create curiosity. That was a tip that we learned at Summit. And it's yes. Create curiosity. When you're writing these posts, especially coach opportunity, use things about, I never thought my life would change from doing this to this. When you're doing workouts, so every morning and I'm going to finish my schedule, don't worry. Every morning I do some kind of like fitness post. That's my fitness motivation is in the morning time because that's when my juices are flowing. That's when I'm feeling most inspired. I will not say Shift Shop. I will not say the program or the workout that I'm actually doing. I will say custom meal plans. I will say people can get added to my app. Apps are huge right now. It's not my app. It's technically Beachbody's app. But they're signing up through me and I'm putting them through my group. So yeah, I'm claiming that as my app. People want to be a part of that, right? What's the other one? Saying like you're doing a HIIT 45 workout that literally just kicked your ass because Speed 45 is the worst workout I've ever done if you've never done Shift Shop. So create curiosity in your post. Get vulnerable. That was probably one of the biggest, I don't want to do 50. Getting vulnerable. And a lot of people won't do this because they don't want to sound sappy or that they're like, putting all this emotion out in yes, I love that. Need all the recover. I do one of my hashtags I've been doing is Death by Speed 45. I think it's funny. Get creative with it. But what was I just saying? Who caught that last word?
Get vulnerable.
Oh yes, thank you. Get vulnerable in your posts. Don't be afraid to put your story out there. You will be so much more impressed by how many people that support you. I had a coach that did a year transformation and she had messaged me prior to doing her post. And she told me she was petrified of putting out her transformation post because she was embarrassed of the person on that she was before. I had to remind her that that's not who she was anymore. And we get stuck in that feeling of we only see one thing, but she didn't see that for an entire year she put in the hard freaking work and has completely transformed her life. She got over 350 likes on that one freaking post and over 70 comments for her year transformation. And she told her story. She talked about who she was before, and she talked about what these programs have done without actually saying the program's names. That's a good post. If you can share, always remember that when we get into this Beachbody coaching stuff, we tend to just go into like autopilot as to like, oh, I'm a coach now. I got to do all this and this and this. People don't necessarily always want to see a sweaty selfie. People it's just, they don't want to see it. Remember, be that person that you were before, or speak to that person that you were before in the new light, the new person that you're becoming. I hope that makes sense. So Monday I do coach opportunity post. Tuesday, I typically do a transformation Tuesday, either myself, either a coach in the downline that has really inspired me, that I want to, shout them out, recognize them, and share their story a little bit. Wednesday, again, is another coach opportunity post, as well as Thursday is a coach opportunity. So I do a lot of coach opportunity posts at night because I want people to know that they can do this. I want people to know that they don't have to live that 9-to-5 cubicle job that we have been brainwashed by society has basically told us. Like, I want to let people know I'm no different. I am no freaking different. All I am is a person. I am a person that wanted to change my life through anything. And coaching has just allowed me to live my life. I'm not the same person I was 4 years ago. Like, I was miserable. I was overweight. I was unhappy. I was a newlywed. I was in the beginning of the military spouse phase. Like, I was not the person I am today. I wasn't a leader. I didn't have any social media skills. I freaking hated Facebook because of all of the negative people that were on my news feed. It was draining me, and I literally almost deleted it. Like, it's so funny because I think I was like 1 month prior is Claire, are you crying? Don't cry. I just hated it. I'm so happy I didn't delete my Facebook, because a month later, my life forever changed. Like, it forever changed. This business 100% has changed my life. Not just my life, but it's changed my family's life. Like, given this gift to other people, you're selfish if you're not sharing that. If you're not talking about it, you're being selfish. If you're not willing to grow, if you're not taking what's working for you and sharing it with other people, you're being selfish. You can't grow a successful business by yourself. You cannot grow a successful business by yourself. You need a team of people behind you. And that is why I freaking love this, because in order for you to grow and in order for you to be successful, you can't do it alone. And you shouldn't want to do it alone. Like, being at the top is really lonely. But guess what? Not in this business, because we have a team of people freaking behind us. Like, come give me a workspace that is as positive and uplifting and encouraging as this community right here. I've never seen it. I straight up have never seen it. I have seen the complete opposite of where people will literally do whatever it takes to tear you down in order for them to rise up. Right? Like, that's shitty. And that's the world that we live in, unfortunately. But we can change the name of the game. I think I'm like super rambling right now. I'm trying not to go super late. But that's basically the schedule that I use for my social media posts. Do not be afraid to freaking share your story. I want to see your story. I want to see how this business is changing your life. Show me. Write it and then tag me in it. Why this business is changing your life. Why you were here. Like, what does this mean to you? Where do you see yourself a year from now? Where do you see yourself 3 years from now? Put your freaking visions on a board and work for them, because you will be so amazed if you stay in phase 1, if you lead with a humble heart, and if you share this shit out of this opportunity, where your life will take you. Because I promise you, when I was doing all of this stuff, my first 2 years into this business, guys, I can't even stress this to you enough. I never saw my life going the way it did. Like, never. It's insane. It's incredible. If you allow this business to work, if you allow yourself to grow, if you allow it to change your life, it will change your life. You can't do it alone. You need a team behind you. You don't want to do it alone, so you have to share the opportunity. Oh, we have a question. What is phase 1? Other phases? What's phase 2, maybe? Is that what you're asking? I don't know. Phase 2, I think, is when you take yourself away from doing the 4 vital behaviors every single day. So you kind of stop working on yourself and stop working on your business, and you start helping your coaches more, and you stop inviting, you stop, sharing about the coaching opportunity or sharing your workouts and all of that stuff. And you just focus so much on your team, which isn't always a bad thing, guys, but a fun statistic. I still at least 85% work on my business before anything else. My business comes before my team. They know this. When I do my power hours, my inviting process, my adding new people to my network, commenting and forming with people, that comes before anything else in my business. Because if I'm not doing those things first, everything else is going to suffer. That's kind of like my phase 1. I don't know if there's any other phases. We can make some up. Come on. Does anyone else have any more questions? I don't want to keep rambling. I can literally go for a while.
You're good. They know we usually talk for a while, and there's no limit. So, Rach, I have a question, unless anybody else does. We'll jump in. Or you guys can post it in the chat. When you're saying coaching opportunity posts, you're not meaning like join my team here or message below here. Talk about the breadcrumbs you kind of use.
Yeah. So when I'm I do see a lot of coaches do this. I specifically don't do it, is when they'll share, what coaching has done for them, and then they'll just leave a link for people to click. I actually don't do that. I've never seen success with it. Other coaches have. And that's the other thing, is you have to figure out what works for you. So trial and error. Try it a couple times. If it doesn't work, try it a different way. But when I'm doing breadcrumbs, basically I'm saying how this business has changed my life, how it can change their life. Shoot me a message if you're ready to join me. Those are the 3 things that I follow. Always leaving a call to action at the end of your post. Don't just write a post and leave it how it is. Have a call to action. Make someone make a decision. Say a statement. If you're ready to change your life, shoot me a message. Hold on, I have to see more questions. How many people do I help every month? That's a good question. I'm not a high recruiter. I know that might shock a lot of people, but I don't focus on bringing in, 15 to 30 people every single month. Do I wish that would happen? Yeah, of course, but it doesn't happen for me. I 100% make sure I help 3 people regardless. I always shoot for 5. I'm not always lucky, but at least 3 people every single month. So every single month I'm hitting Success Club 5 or 6, however you want to see it. That's just a complete non-negotiable. Next question. What's the best way to refer Shakeology? So when I'm talking, I don't actually talk about Shakeology typically on my social media page, just because a lot of people have probably heard of it, and I think a lot of people have had a bad taste about it. So when I'm talking about Shakeology, I'm doing that 100% behind the scenes through messaging. I connect with a lot of people through Facebook Messenger. So that's when I'm talking about Shakeology. And I almost make it sound like there's no other way you can purchase this. Obviously there's other ways, but when I'm presenting the All Access Challenge Pack, because it's on sale for the last month and it's the best thing that Beachbody has ever presented, I have a very simple script, I guess that you could say, that I use. I actually just made a 2-minute video clip talking about the All Access Challenge Pack, because I felt like when I was messaging people, they didn't actually fully grasp how amazing this deal was. So I made a quick little video clip that I can share with Danielle, and she can share with you guys if you want it. And it talks about all of the workouts. And then when Shakeology is being presented, I tell them they get their first month of Shakeology for free. in that All Access Challenge bundle. And it's a really insane deal. And it really is, guys. Stop overthinking it. They're getting that entire library worth of workouts for $160, right? And I tell them, if they were to break that down, that's less than $5 a month for an entire year. You get your first months of Shakeology with that, your colored containers for portion control, your shaker cup, all the meal plans that you'll need, and all the workouts that you need. Literally everything that you need to be successful for an entire year for less than $5. Like, I haven't had many people say no to that. In fact, I think every time I say that, people are like, okay, sign me up. Because if you have to break it down like that. You have to allow them to understand, everything that they're getting. I don't even think I answered the question. So I don't talk about really Shakeology as much on my posts. If I do, I'll say my nutrient dense shake, because it's not, it has superfoods in it, and yes, it has protein in it, and yes, it has 7 salads. Like, I've been seeing a lot of coaches will like do a picture and they'll say my 7 salads in my shake. That's just not my thing. I mean, if you can have fun with it and play with it, do it if it works for you. I just don't. It's just not me. I hope that helps. It's probably not the best thing to say.
I think also get creative with it. Like, do other recipes. The biggest thing I hear is like, I don't like shakes. Well, you can do so many things with Shakeology. You guys can make pancakes with it. You can make ice cream with it. You can make granola bars with it. So get creative and get outside the shake and show people the possibilities without saying Shakeology. That's at least what's worked for me.
Yeah, I think that's a hard question for me because I don't typically have a lot of pushback on Shakeology, especially when I tell them that they get their first month free. That's a really hard thing to say. And the fact that I'm saying it's free, people are really attracted to free things. And a lot of people typically want to try Shakeology. They just don't want to pay the $130 to try it. So when you're throwing it in there as, look, I can bundle this all together for $160. You get your month's worth of Shakeology, your containers, your shaker cup. I was like, what else comes with it? That's it. I don't have pushback with that at all. Okay, so handling the reoccurring Shakeology orders and explaining to those the cost after the fact. How do you handle? Okay, so when I sign someone up, are you talking to Brianna, customer or coach? Or either?
Either or.
Okay, so I have a document that I send all of my coaches and customers, and it explains the entire All Access Challenge pack. Again, because guys, please tell me you're not selling like one workout program challenge packs. Like, do not do that. You're robbing people if you're doing that. So I send them a document that goes over their entire account. It shows them how to access all the workouts for the All Access. And then I put in how your account is set up right in that document. So for their Shakeology, I tell them it's on a 30-day reoccurring shipment. So you'll get an email, I think it's 10 days before also. So that's 2 reminders. If they can't figure it out after 2 reminders, then I'm going to take it as you want your Shakeology. When people say, it's on HD, do I have to get it on HD? All I do is I just tell them it's cheaper for shipping. I think the shipping actually just went up to $4. And I say you save yourself, this is the absolute cheapest way. You save yourself like $15 on shipping by having it on HD. You can cancel, modify, change your Shakeology at any moment after. This is just the cheapest way. And people like that because tell them that they have complete control over their account, which they do. They can change it, they can modify it, they can postpone it, whatever fits their needs. I have a lot of people that will postpone it for 1 month just because they don't want that shipment to come right after, which is fine because they order it months 3, 4, and so on. It's just like that first month is people don't like it. So I can send you that document too if you'd like.
Yeah, and I think with that email, you guys, they get an email a week before their shipment, just like you do. So that kind of covers your ass. I have one question. I think they're going back and forth. I think everybody's kind of thinking in the room, Rach, okay, so you only hit Success Club every single month. How did you get to 6 figures?
Building a team. So again, it's honestly sharing the coaching opportunity. You guys might know her, Natalie Bailey. I don't know if a lot of you follow her. She was my very first coach that had signed up underneath me. She signed up 3 weeks after I signed up. I didn't even have my challenge pack yet. And she got hers first because it was like stuck in a snowstorm. But all I did, and I do this with all of the coaches that come in, is I help them create the vision. And obviously that's why Danielle had me on the call, is I help them see the potential of what the business can do for them. I completely go for their goals. When I get on calls with my coaches, it's 100%, what do you want out of this business? Where do you want to go? How do you want to get there? And we mastermind together. So I'm encouraging my coaches to step up as leaders. I don't want my coaches to lean on me, and I don't want to have to hold their hand through this business, because that's just not how it's going to go. So I'm encouraging them to make your own team page, run your team calls, do all of the things that you see Danielle do right now. Get uncomfortable. The second that you get uncomfortable is the second that you grow. Teaching them the 4 vital behaviors. One of the best things I heard recently was, if you can understand a concept, that's great. If you can teach it, that's even better. So duplicating the system. That's realistically where you can see a huge income, is if you're able to duplicate. So this is just for those number of people out there that like to see that. I have a total, I don't know actually how many personally sponsored coaches. I have a total of like 27 personally sponsored coaches in my downline that I have physically signed up myself, right? 27 that I have signed up in the 3.5 years. Obviously people have quit. My downline has a total number of 30, I think it's 3,500. So that's the power of duplication. So that's not me. Like when I say 3,500, that's all of you guys. That is how big that our organization has grown, because you guys see the vision. You want to grow a team. Get excited about a team name. Get excited about having your first coach call. Get excited about hosting your first Coach Basics. Guess what? You're going to fail doing all of that. I can't even begin to explain to you how many tries it took to run a successful Coach Basics for our team. It's taken me 3 years, but it's finally good now. But yeah, the power of duplication. If you can help your coaches reach their goals without having your goals in your mind, like, it's not about you when you have a team underneath you. It's not about you. It's not about your goals. It's not about what you want to achieve. It's about how can you help your coaches achieve their goals? How can you, like, my lifetime goal with this business is I want to see all of you guys, because you guys are still part of my team. I want to see you live your life exactly how you want to, like, to the fullest. That's my vision. And I put a hell of a lot of pressure on myself to do that, because I want you all to see success like I have seen success. And success is different for everyone. No one says success is the same thing. Like, no two people visualize success as the same. So I make it my mission as to how can I help you, because I would much rather fail at my goals. I would much rather miss deadlines, do whatever, if I can prove to you that this business can work and can change your life. Like, that's my mission. So if you can get into that mentality of, I am making it my personal mission to prove to other people that they can be successful at this business, then your business will be successful. Understanding how to teach coaches the things that you have been taught. It's not about reinventing the wheel, but it's about encouraging people to step up as leaders and to be leaders. You don't need 1 million people to have a successful business. You just need one person that believes in you or wants this business more than you want this business. Because that's what changed my business. I had one coach that wanted this more than me. And guess what? Your ego has to get put aside, because you should want your coaches to be more successful than you. I want my coaches to outrank me. I want them to make more money than me. I want them to travel more than me. I want them to do things more than I do, because I want them to be more successful than me, right? Like, you can't have an ego when you're running a team. Like, you can't say, none of my coaches are ever going to be a higher rank than me. You won't go far in this business. Push your coaches to freaking push elite. I push I think all of my coaches, I am currently pushing for them to be elite. I'm not even close to being elite. Like, it's going to be a struggle. But I want them to have that. I want them to be successful. I want them to be recognized for that. Because some coaches thrive off of that stuff. I don't. I just, I can't wrap my head around it. But the coaches that do, Natalie Bailey, she's a huge recognition person. So I challenge her. She's freaking going for 15-star right now. And I'm 100% pushing her. I'm not pushing for 15-star. That doesn't mean I can't help her get there. That doesn't mean I can't encourage her and I can't give her advice and, help her grow her business and keep an eye out on her business. Let her know if something's going wrong or if someone's going inactive or all that stuff. Hopefully that was help. I literally go on tangents with this. Sorry, Danielle.
No, I love it. I wanted to make that point because I think sometimes you guys look at me and you think, oh, I have to hit Success Club 30 to be where you are. And you don't. Like, all you have to do, all you have to do is help 3 people every single month. That's all we ask you to do. Just help 3 people and be your piece of the puzzle, right? And when Rachel's saying share the coaching opportunity, even if you've never helped one person yet, or maybe you've helped a few and none of them are interested in the coaching opportunity, it's a self-evaluation back to yourself. What am I putting out into the world? Am I sharing and celebrating this team? Our team just got ranked in the top 200 2 months in a row. Who shared that on this team? I did. Like, this is how you guys have to start thinking, because even if it's not you personally, like, you all are on Team Glow Diggers. Like, you should be sharing that excitement, because that energy is what's contagious, and that's what's going to bring the people that you want to this opportunity. So, any closing questions before I throw a challenge out to you guys? Was this helpful? Oh, Ariana. What's the best way to reconnect with past challengers who have fallen off the wagon? Last question.
Past challengers, I just let them know if they're here. I'm here to help them. I don't force anybody, because I can't force people to work out or do the programs, because that's just, we can't do it. We're not physically there. So I just let them know, and I say, hey, like, you have access to all of my groups, all of my meal plans. I get it. If you're going through a hard time, like, I get it. Don't think you're in this alone. You have my support all the time. And I'll say, I'll check back in with you in next month and see if you're ready to join another group. Don't overthink that stuff, guys. Think about, when you went through hard times, did you want to necessarily work out and talk to people? Probably not. Some people just need space. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're gone for good. Just keep on them. Check in with them every month and ask them, is it okay if I message you next month to see where you're at, see if it's a better time maybe.
Awesome. Just be a friend, Ariana. Well, this was super inspiring for me. I always get fired up when Rachel talks because she just throws it all out there. So I'm going to throw 2 challenges at you guys after this call because I think you can see where our struggle right now as a team is we have to create a duplication, right? We want to find leaders. We want to create financial freedom. And so I'm going to challenge each of you to get on the event for the coaching opportunity tonight and go share it with 5 people. Just go invite them. Don't think about it. And then go message them and say, hey, we're doing this event this week. I'd love for you to just listen in and see if it'd be a good fit for you. Super easy. The second challenge is I want you to go live this week about a topic that speaks to your heart and get vulnerable. Because that's the biggest thing I got out of Rachel's call is like, you just have to share your heart every day. You know, none of the Shakeology selfies anymore. Like, get on and listen to Shalene's video again from Summit if you need to, because that's what we're talking about, this curiosity factor. Go teach about something that you've overcome this year and go master it and help somebody else get better from it. So you're going to add 5 friends to the event and go live about something that you've mastered. Cool? Awesome. Well, Rachel, thank you so much. We got 10 days of hustle and heart left to go, guys, before Diamond Pool. So let's crush it. Let's do our very best and go make yourself proud this week, all right? Thank you, Rachel. See you guys.
Bye.